The Undrali's expanse was quiet, too quiet. Commander Tralvik sat in his command chair aboard the Imperial patrol ship Varalian. Staring at the blackness of space, there were no planets nearby, no trade routes, just old stars and floating dust. Still, he followed orders and watched the zone for anything strange. Then it came. "Commander," said Sensor Officer Varn, looking nervous. "We're picking up a signal. It's weak, but it's moving fast. Very fast." Tralvik stood up. "Show me." The screen blinked. A small object appeared faint, glowing blue from engine heat. It flew with strange turns, not like any Empire ship. Its path was wild, unpredictable. "It doesn't match any known ship," Varn said. "But the material looks old, really old. Some kind of titanium hull. But that alloy hasn't been used for centuries." Tralvik narrowed his eyes. "Titanium? That's primitive tech." He gave the order. "Send drones, scan it from all sides, keep distance." The drones zipped out silently. Moments later, they returned data. Varn's voice shook. "Sir, there's writing on the hull." An old Terran script, translated. The words appeared on screen. "Humanity lives." Everyone on the bridge went silent. Tralvik whispered, "That can't be a human ship, can it?" 300 years ago, the Galactic Empire had found Earth. Back then, humans had small rockets, weak weapons, and no faster-than-light travel. When the Empire offered to protect them in exchange for loyalty, Earth refused. Most species joined the Empire or were forced to kneel. But Earth had disappeared. Their planet went silent. No signals, no ships, nothing. The Empire believed the humans had destroyed themselves. But now, here was a ship with human letters. Flying like a ghost from the past, Tralvik gave new orders. "Bring it in. Use a tractor beam." Slowly, the alien ship was damaged. Its engines sparked. One side looked like it had taken fire, but it still moved, trying to avoid capture. It dodged in a clever pattern, using asteroids to block the tractor pull. "These maneuvers," Varn muttered, "they're brilliant. This pilot is thinking like a predator." Tralvik was impressed but also uneasy. This was no weak creature. This was a survivor. After a careful chase, the ship finally ran out of fuel. The Varalian pulled it into a docking bay inside the hangar. Soldiers gathered around the strange ship. It looked ugly, sharp edges, dense, wires exposed. It had no smooth design like Imperial crafts. But something about it felt alive. "Open it," Tralvik ordered. The crew used plasma cutters to melt through the door. Steam hissed. Lights flickered. Inside, one figure was slumped in the pilot's seat. "Life signs are weak," said the medic. "But he's alive." They carried the pilot to the medical chamber. He was tall, muscular, with scars on his arms and dirt on his face. His flight suit was torn but patched with care. A patch on his shoulder showed a symbol, a red earth overcrossed lightning bolts. Tralvik stared. "Run a genetic scan." The machine beeped. A green light flashed. 100% human. Varyn dropped his datapad. "It's true, sir. He's a real human." Tralvik's thoughts raced. This changed everything. Humans were not extinct. They were out there, hiding, watching, maybe even growing stronger. "What should we do with him?" a soldier asked. Tralvik looked at the sleeping human. "Keep him alive. Inform the council. Tell them birth is returned." Later that night, alarms rang. The human woke up. He sat upright on the medbed, breathing hard, looking round with sharp eyes. 2 guards aimed blasters at him, but he didn't flinch. Where am I?" he asked, his voice deep and raspy. "You're on an Imperial ship," Tralvik said calmly. "Who are you?" The human blinked, then gave a half smile. "Captain Elias Grant, United Terran Fleet." Everyone in the room looked at each other. "Terran Fleet?" Varn asked. "Earth doesn't have a fleet. Earth is gone." Elias shook his head. "You really believe that? Typical Empire thinking. If you can't see something, you think it doesn't exist." Tralvik stepped closer. "Then where have your people been all this time?" Elias looked him in the eye. "Surviving, watching, learning. We didn't disappear, we went dark. And while you built your perfect empire, we built something stronger, something you can't control. Tralvek's heart pounded. This man, this human, was not afraid, even surrounded, even outgunned. He had the look of someone who knew something. They didn't. Where's your ship from? Tralvek asked. Are there more like you? Elias gave a slow nod. Oh yes, many more. And if I don't check in soon, they'll come looking. Tralvek stared at him in silence. Outside the medbay window, the stars of the Andralis' expanse twinkled. But now, the void felt different. Something ancient had returned. Something wild. Something human. News of the human pilot spread quickly across the Galactic Empire. Inside the tall towers of the Imperial Research Hall, scholars, officers, and scientists gathered around holograms, showing the human ship and the unconscious man named Captain Elias Grant. Every eye watched closely, every ear listened carefully. They could not believe it. Humanity was gone, said Scholar Gerald, shaking his head. That is what the records said. Earth refused to join the Empire and vanished. That was 300 years ago. But this pilot is real, answered General Marnux. He speaks. He moves, and most of all, he survives. The high-ranking official stood in silence. The Empire had taken over hundreds of planets. They had ruled for a long time without question. But now, one broken ship had shaken their belief. Inside the Varalians' medbay, Elias Grant sat up. His wounds were healing fast, thanks to advanced Empire medicine. But he didn't thank anyone. He watched every guard. He remembered every face. Commander Tralvek walked into the room with a data pad in his hand. I hope you're feeling better, Captain, Tralvek said. Elias looked at him with cold eyes. I've been through worse. Tralvek sat across from him. You said there are more like you. More ships. More people. Elias nodded slowly. Yes, Earth survived. We're not gone. We just stopped trusting the stars. Why? Tralvek asked. Elias leaned forward. Because you came to Earth with words of peace, but your peace was control. You thought we'd break, like the others. But we didn't. We vanished. Tralvek remained calm. You didn't just vanish. You went dark. Not a single signal. Not a ship. Nothing. That was the plan, Elias replied. We hid. Underground, under oceans, inside moons. We kept quiet, but we never stopped building. And we never stopped watching you? Tralvek blinked. You've been spying on the Empire? For centuries, Elias said, his voice hard. We learned your systems, your weaknesses, your lies. We watched you take planet after planet. But Earth was not ready to kneel. The guards in the room shifted nervously. Tralvek raised a hand. At ease, he turned back to Elias. What made you come out now? Elias gave a half smile. I didn't. This mission wasn't meant for you to see. I was scouting deep space for something else. But then I hit a meteor storm. My ship was damaged. I tried to avoid your sensors. But your net was tighter than expected. So you weren't trying to contact us? Tralvek asked. No. But now that I'm here, I suppose the secret's out. On the other side of the galaxy, the Imperial High Council gathered in a circle of light. Above them floated a hologram of Elias's ship. It spun slowly, showing every dent, every engine part, every welded panel. This design is primitive, said Counselor Velen. But it survived a neutron storm. That's not luck. That's strength. This could be dangerous, said another. If humans are alive, they could spark rebellions. The outer systems admire Earth's old tales of freedom, of resistance. The Supreme Speaker, an old and wise alien named Rother, listened quietly. Then he spoke. We were wrong about humanity. He said, we believed they were weak. But now we see. They are something else, something the galaxy has not faced in a long time. What do we do? Counselor Velen asked. Destroy the pilot? No, Rother said. Not yet. We must understand him first, study him, learn how Earth survived. But if they send more ships, another asked, then we will decide whether to welcome them or stop them. Back aboard the Varalian, Elias was taken to a special chamber, bright lights, smooth walls, silent air. A machine scanned his mind, gently but carefully. He allowed it, only because he wanted them to see. Images flashed on the screen, children playing under Earth's blue sky, Underground cities glowing with human life, engineers working on powerful starships shaped from asteroid rocks, soldiers training in zero gravity, learning fast, fighting hard. Tralvik watched in silence. "You've built all this without help?" he asked. "With our hands, our minds, and our will." Elias answered, "Your tech is strange. Some parts look stolen, others look handmade." Elias nodded. "We use what we find, what we trade, what we build. We don't care about how things look. We care about if they work." Tralvik looked serious. "And you think you can match the Empire?" Elias stood up slowly. "We don't want war. But if war comes to us, we won't run. Not this time." Back in his private quarters, Tralvik recorded a personal log. The human is not a warrior of the past. He is a sign of the future. The Empire must be careful. We thought humanity was gone. But now I believe they were just waiting. He looked out the window into the stars. "Ghosts of Earth are real," he whispered. Far away, on a dark, hidden moon, deep under its rocky surface, red lights began to flash. A signal had reached them. One word appeared on the main screen: Captain. Grant, captured. Dozens of humans stood in silence. Then the leader, a woman with gray hair and sharp eyes, spoke. "It's time. Prepare the fleet. Earth is no longer hiding." The hidden moon, far from Empire eyes, had no name on the maps. It floated alone in the shadows, covered in ice and rock. But beneath its cold surface, life was awake. Inside the secret human base, alarms had stopped ringing. Red lights changed to green. Soldiers moved with speed. Technicians checked systems. Engineers warmed up engines that had been cold for years. At the center of the base stood a tall command tower. Inside, Admiral Mira Race watched the screen with sharp eyes. Her gray hair was tied back, and her voice was calm but firm. "Confirm the signal." "Is it really him?" "Yes, Admiral," said a young officer. "It's Captain Elias Grant, captured by an Imperial patrol." Signal came from the Andreli's expanse. Admiral Race narrowed her eyes. "That was never part of the plan," she said. "He was only supposed to scout, not engage." The officer nodded. "He was likely damaged in a meteor storm, forced to drift into patrol space." Admiral Race sighed. "He lasted longer than anyone else. It's time we show them what humanity has become." On the Imperial world of Dalvern, the news of the human pilot caused confusion and fear. Citizens talked in whispers. Military leaders argued in private rooms. Was humanity really back? And if so, what did they want? Inside the Imperial Information Dome, high-level commanders met behind locked doors. "This one pilot is already shaking our borders," said General Arkarin. "Just imagine what happens if more appear." "Then we must act first," replied Admiral Cern. "If Earth survived, we must find it, destroy it before they grow stronger." "But we don't know where it is," said Scholar Gerald. "They've hidden it well." Commander Tralvik, who had just returned from the Varalian, stood quietly. When the room went silent, he finally spoke. "You don't understand. They didn't just survive. They evolved." Everyone turned to him. "They don't use beauty. They don't need perfect machines. They build from what they have. They fly ships that don't look like ours but move faster, smarter. They fight with instinct, not protocol." "They are dangerous," said General Arkarin. Tralvik nodded. "Yes, but they are also human, and humans are known for one thing: not giving up." Back on the moon base, Earth's hidden fleet came to life. One by one, large hangar doors opened under the surface. Strange-looking ships rose from the darkness. They were made from different parts, some stolen from other species, others carved from asteroid rock. But all of them were powerful. Each ship had a name scratched by hand, names like Iron Ghost, Free Flame, Silent Rage. They were not smooth like Empire ships. They were not shiny. But they were alive with human spirit, human design, and human purpose. Admiral Race stood in front of her crew. "For 300 years, we've lived in the dark," she said. "We stayed hidden. We trained in silence. But now they have one of our own. Captain Grant held the line for us. Now we hold it for him." The crew cheered. "We did not come to conquer, But we will show them who we are. We are not myths. We are not weak. We are human. The engines roared. The Earth fleet rose into the stars. Inside his holding cell aboard an Empire station, Elias Grant sat alone. No windows, no clock, just silence. He knew the Empire was watching him, studying him, but he wasn't worried. Not yet. He knew his people. He knew what they would do. Then, a small vibration passed through the floor. He smiled. They're coming, he whispered. At the edge of the Andreli's expanse, Empire border sensors flashed. And known vessels entering restricted space. The officers stared at the radar. They appeared out of nowhere. They bypassed our sensors. How many? The commander asked. 5. No, 7. No. Wait, more coming. The screen filled with red dots. Ships of all sizes. None matched known designs. They moved like shadows, fast and quiet. Then came the message. This is Admiral Mira Reyes of the United Terran Fleet. We have come for our captain. Return him, and no harm will come to your outpost. Deny us, and we will take him back. The Empire commander panicked. They're bluffing. Prepare defense grid. But before the weapons could lock on, 3 Earth ships dropped into visual range. One was shaped like a shark. Another had wings like a bird. The last was built from what looked like a broken Empire cruiser used in Reborn. They opened a channel. You forgot us. That was your mistake. Lasers didn't fire. Missiles didn't launch. Instead, the Empire outpost went silent. One by one, its systems shut down. What's happening? The commander yelled. A tech officer replied, stunned. They're using old Empire codes. They must have hacked us through parts we lost years ago. They turned our own systems against us. Admiral Reyes appeared again. We don't want war, but we won't let you take one of us. The doors to Elias's cell opened. He stepped out, smiling. A human pilot greeted him. Need a ride? Sir. Elias nodded. Let's go home. As the Earth fleet disappeared into deep space, the Empire outpost sat in silence. No shots fired. No lives lost, but the message was clear. Humanity was not extinct. They were back, and they were not afraid. The news of Elias Grant's rescue spread across the Empire like fire in dry grass. In less than 3 minutes, the United Terran Fleet had shut down an entire Imperial outpost without firing a single shot. No, Empire ship had even seen the full size of the human fleet, and that was the most frightening part. They came, they rescued, they vanished. And now, the Galactic High Council was afraid. Inside the tall, glowing towers of Elysian Prime, the council chamber was full. Senators, generals, scholars, and rulers from 100 star systems gathered under the Golden Dome. In the center, a large hologram showed the moment Elias was rescued. Empire systems failed one by one, doors opened, and human ships escaped with ease. Senator Velen stood up, her long cloak shining in the lights. This is no longer a small event. She said, this is a threat. The humans have returned, and they are stronger than we ever imagined. General Arkran slammed his fist on the table. They made fools of us. One moment we held their pilot, the next, our systems were dead. If they can shut down one base, what's next? Our cities? Our fleets? A few senators nodded. Others stayed quiet, unsure what to say. Then, the Supreme Speaker Rother raised his hand. Everyone fell silent. We were warned long ago, Rother said in his deep voice. The records from Earth said humans were unpredictable. They do not follow our logic. They adapt. They survive. And now, they return with fire in their eyes. What do we do? Asked a nervous scholar. Should we send warships? Rother looked toward a different hologram, one showing Earth, now believed to be located near a dark zone the Empire had ignored for centuries. No. Rother said, we don't know their numbers. We don't know their base. If we strike without knowledge, we may start a war we cannot win. General Arkran growled. So we wait and let them grow? No, Rother replied calmly. We send a message, not of fear but of interest. Meanwhile, in deep space aboard the Earth flagship Iron Ghost, Captain Elias Grant sat with Admiral Mira Reyes. Did they try to follow us? Elias asked. No, Reyes replied. They're shaken. That's good. We need them confused. We need time. Elias nodded. Soon they'll send spies. Diplomats, maybe both. Reyes turned to him. And when they do, we must show them we are not the humans they remember. We are something new. Suddenly, a signal came in. A message from Empire Space. It was short, clean, direct. To the human fleet, we request a meeting. Neutral ground. No weapons. No lies. Reyes read it carefully. Then she smiled. They're scared. A few days later, on a small neutral planet called Valora Prime, the meeting took place. Admiral Mira Reyes stepped off her ship wearing an old Terran uniform, simple, dark, but sharp. At her side was Elias, his scars healed, his eyes sharp. From the other ship, Senator Velen and two Empire guards walked slowly, unsure what to expect. The two sides met on a bridge overlooking green hills and calm rivers. It looked peaceful, but the tension in the air was strong. Thank you for agreeing to meet, Velen said first. You didn't give us much choice, Reyes replied calmly. We want peace, Velen said. But your actions were to protect one of our own, Reyes said, cutting her off. We didn't attack. We didn't destroy. We only took back what was ours. Velen nodded. Still, you must understand our fear. For centuries, we believed Earth was gone. Now you return stronger, smarter, hidden in shadows. It looks like a threat, Elias spoke next. Then maybe you should ask why we hid. Maybe it wasn't fear but survival. Velen hesitated. You think we would have destroyed you? I know you would have tried, Elias answered. You did it to others. We watched. The Empire Senator looked down. We admit mistakes were made. Reyes stepped closer. We have no interest in war. We don't want your planets. We don't want your rule. We want to live free, with our own sky above us. Velen looked up. And if others rise with you, if other systems, other species, follow your example. Reyes didn't blink. That's not our problem. That's yours. The meeting ended without weapons, without shouts, but also without peace. Both sides returned to their ships, minds full of questions, back on the Iron Ghost. Elias looked out the window as the stars passed by. They don't know what to do. With us, he said. That's the point, Reyes replied. We're not part of their rules. Elias turned to her. What happens next? Reyes' eyes burned like twin suns. They prepare. We prepare. And the galaxy watches, across many star systems, the tale of Earth's return spread. Some were afraid. Others were inspired. Young rebels painted human flags on broken walls. Old warriors remembered ancient human songs. Farmers whispered stories to their children about the planet that refused to die. One thing was clear. Humanity was no longer a myth. They were real. They were strong. And they had come back not to ask for a place in the galaxy, but to take their own. The stars flickered silently as the United Terran fleet prepared for their next move. Captain Elias Grant stood on the bridge of the Iron Ghost, surrounded by crew members busy with last-minute checks. Outside, the fleet's ragged but fierce. Ships waited in orbit, ready for whatever came next. Captain, said Lieutenant Kira, pointing to the main screen. The Empire has sent warships. They're moving fast. Elias nodded. Let them come. Unlike the Empire's sleek, perfect ships, the human vessels looked different. Each was built from old scrap, asteroid metal, and stolen parts. Some resembled animals' sharp fins, wing-like solar panels. Others were patched together war machines with jagged edges. None were the same, but all moved with purpose. This is what survival looks like, Elias told his crew. We don't have fancy tech. We don't need it. We have heart. We have will. We fight smarter and faster. The Empire fleet approached cautiously. Admiral Cern watched the human ships through his command window. They look like junk. He sneered. But don't be fooled. Their speed and unpredictability are their strength. Cern ordered his ships to form a tight line. Prepare weapons. We can't let them get close. But the humans did not come head-on. Instead, they split. Into smaller groups, they darted around the Empire fleet like shadows. They attacked from unexpected angles. They used every asteroid and piece of space debris for cover. The Empire ships fired lasers and missiles, but many missed. On the Iron Ghost, Elias shouted. Flank left, use the asteroid belt, now. Human ships twisted through the belt, disappearing and reappearing. Their small size and strange shapes made them hard targets. Lieutenant Kira grinned. They can't hit what they can't see. Meanwhile, in the Empire command room, panic was growing. Shields are failing, yelled a technician. CERN slammed his fist. Hold the line. Don't let them break through. But the humans fought differently. They used no AI guidance, no program tactics. They moved on instinct and quick decisions. They adapted every second. Elias watched the battle unfold with calm eyes. This is how we survive. By thinking fast. By never giving up. Suddenly, a human ship shot past the Empire line and landed. A direct hit on a cruiser. It exploded in a ball of fire. Cheers echoed on the human ships. We did it, a young soldier shouted out. Elias smiled, but his eyes stayed sharp. Good. But stay focused. The battle is not over. The fight continued. For ours, the Empire fleet was strong, but the humans refused to retreat. They moved as one. Yet each ship had its own way of fighting. They didn't follow orders blindly. They trusted each other. On the Iron Ghost, Elias spoke into the communicator. Empire forces, listen. We don't want more bloodshed. We want peace. There was no answer. Elias's voice grew louder. If you continue, we will defend ourselves harder than ever before. The Empire Admiral growled. They're bluffing. They're wild but weak. Fire all weapons. Lasers lit the dark space. Missiles flew toward human ships. But the humans were ready. Using their strange ships and unexpected moves, they dodged the attacks. They closed in fast. One by one, they disabled Empire ships without destroying the crew. Elias gave the order. Hold fire on life support systems. We want prisoners. We want to show we are not monsters. In the chaos, a human pilot named Jax spotted an Empire officer trying to escape in a small shuttle. He fired a warning shot. The shuttle stopped. Jax opened his communicator. You're not alone out here. Let's talk. The shuttle pilot hesitated, then nodded. Back on the Iron Ghost, Elias watched as the battle shifted. Today, we showed the Empire who we are, he said quietly. Not just survivors, Kira said beside him. Humans, Elias corrected. The galaxy will remember us. The Empire fleet withdrew. They had lost ships and pride. Admiral CERN stared at the retreating humans and muttered, this isn't over. Far away, in the Galactic Senate, news of the battle spread. Senator Velen stood before a crowd. The humans fight with heart, with courage. They are not the weak species we once believed. General Archeron scowled. They are rebels, dangerous. We must prepare for war. But others nodded slowly. We must learn from them, one voice said. Back on the Iron Ghost, Elias gathered his crew. We fight not because we want war, he said. We fight because we will never be slaves. We fight because we are human. The crew cheered. Elias looked out at the stars. This is just the beginning. The border of the Galactic Empire in the unknown space near Earth's hidden territories was tense and quiet. Imperial ships patrolled the skies, eyes sharp, fingers ready on triggers. The commanders had heard stories, the tales of ragged ships that moved like shadows, strange crews who fought like beasts. Prepare for possible contact, ordered Admiral CERN, but do not attack unless fired upon. Among the fleet was Captain Tralvek, still remembering the day he first saw the human ship. He stood on his bridge, staring out at the black void. Then, far away, sensors beeped. Unknown vessel detected. Large signature. Approaching fast. Is it one of ours? Tralvik asked. No, replied the sensor officer. No record of this design. It is a human ship. Tralvik's breath caught. That is a human ship. The human ship was a sight to behold. Not sleek or shiny like the Empire's vessels. It was jagged and rough, patched with metal plates of different colors, with sharp edges and wing-like solar rays. But it moved with confidence, cutting through the void like a wild animal. On its bridge, Captain Elias Grant smiled. We made it this far, he said. Now the galaxy will see the truth. The human fleet followed behind, each ship unique, filled with people who carried centuries of hidden strength. The Empire fleet sent a message. This is Admiral CERN of the Galactic Empire. Identify yourselves and state your purpose. Elias replied simply, We are humanity. We come to reclaim our place. We seek no war, but will not bow to any empire. Admiral CERN frowned. They speak boldly. Tralvik whispered. They are not afraid. The tension grew. Both fleets waited, engines humming quietly. Suddenly, a small human ship flew forward. Lights flashing peacefully. From its speakers came a calm voice. Let us talk, not fight. The Empire hesitated, but agreed. On a neutral station floating between the two fleets, Elias and Admiral CERN met face to face. Elias looked at the Admiral with steady eyes. You thought we were gone, he said. But we were only hidden. CERN nodded. Your people are strong. Your fleet is clever. You have surprised us. Elias smiled. We survived because we never stopped fighting. Not just with weapons, but with hope. CERN sighed. The Empire. Fears change. But maybe there's room for peace back on Earth's hidden moon. Admiral Mira Reyes watched the talks closely. This is the first step, she said. But the galaxy must understand. Humanity is here to stay. Her words echoed across the fleet. The meeting ended with a fragile agreement. The Empire would recognize Earth's sovereignty. Humans would be allowed to explore and grow in their hidden space. In return, Earth promised no attacks on Empire worlds. Captain. Tralvik looked out at the stars and whispered, That is a human ship. The galaxy had changed forever. As the fleets parted ways. A message from Earth was sent to the entire galaxy. You forgot us. That was your mistake. We never forgot you. Now, we are here.